All right, welcome back, everyone. Took a little bit longer than we expected, but should be back up and running smoothly again. So what we missed in the meanwhile was the big part, I guess, was we got some Titan Smiths from Blind, which is a very nice pickup from Kermit, and probably GanonsGoneWild gonna get it as well. Ooh, a tempered sword from the game as well.
Yeah, and that was a very fast dig, just 4 digs there to get our tempered sword, so definitely gonna make life a little bit easier here as we take on the game here.
Interesting, we did get the myths, but Kermit still decided not to pick up the Smith, so might have some other plans coming up.
Yeah, that is kind of surprising that he didn't take him with him, but at the same time, without that mirror, that's a long check, and he's checked a lot of the checks along the way that he could have, so.
Yeah, I guess like if you're planning on maybe heading to Pot or something like that, there's no need to pick up the Smith because he's gonna get despawned there anyways. But actually, ooh, there's hookshot, so that gives us some nice available options on Death Mountain. Still not on Logic yet, but there's a lot of items up there for sure right now.
Yeah, the hook shot at Kingston, wow, definitely a great find. It now gives us our full completion of Death Mountain.
Yeah, it looks like that's where Kermit is gonna head straight away. Although I'm not sure actually if Kermit even did hammer pegs. I might have missed it, but I'm not sure if
yeah, he did. Hammer pegs was a heart container, and
right,
he decided to pass on that one.
All right, so then it was definitely an intentional skip on the Smith, not just an accidental one, which sometimes can happen when you get an item, and it takes a little while before you can fully connect what you can use the item for. Easy to happen for sure.
Kermit finds the old man, and there's our 3rd bottle of the game. Wow. Definitely have enough safeties for this game, but I don't think either of these 2 runners are going to need their safeties very much for as good as they are.
Yeah. We did find a bottle of blue potion in the bombable hut. That was like the other really item we found while the stream was down. But we can start thinking about what we're gonna need for go mode. It's actually gonna be quite a lot. We're gonna need both rods, the bow and flippers, a mirror, and then flute, and potentially 1 or 2 more medallions as well. So mountain, definitely a good starting place to see if we can find some of those items. I guess the best option would be to find flute rather than lamp up here, because the lamp you could skip potentially, but flute we definitely would have to find. Then again, we don't have fire rod yet, so that lamp could actually be quite important too.
Ooh, well, speaking of fire rod, there it is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, and the mirror.
Wow, that's gonna make Death Mountain a lot better. So otherwise we would have to check everything in the light world first and then do the dark world. Now we can, although we already done like half of East Death Mountain in the light world, we can still kind of mix and mash a little bit. There's a very nice blind fight from GanonsGoneWild, gonna pick up his Titan Smiths.
Ooh, the book there on the floating island. That may be important, hopefully not, but...
Yeah, gotta say I'm a little bit surprised Kermit is skipping it and heading to Hera right away. Could have gone into the Dark World and just grabbed that book right away, and then check the tablet over here as well.
Okay, now I see. I was kind of confused for a second. He had me kind of confused at what he was doing. So he bypassed Hera, and then I realized that now that he had the mirror, he could actually pick up that blue cane. And actually looks like he's going to bypass Hera for now and that green pendant.
Yeah, this run is definitely, I don't know, maybe a little bit questionable. Maybe there's something that Kermit has in his plans that I don't see here, but.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that he would have done Spiral Cave, hopped into the Dark World, and do his other Dark World checks here on Death Mountain, but looks like he might be taking a variation of that route. Oh, we got Ether is our medallion for entry. He is opening it.
Probably just opening it for now, I would imagine. At least doing everything else on Death Mountain first, I think.
Yeah, it looks like GanonsGoneWild is passing up the dig game. Not going to pick up his tempered sword. I hope he goes back for that.
Yeah, it looks like he's going back and probably picking up the Smith as well, since he's coming back this way.
Not a whole lot there in Super Bunny Cave, just some cash and a lot of love. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to get his 4 digs here, pick up that tempered sword.
So no saving quit from GanonsGoneWild probably means we're gonna get the Smith one way or another here.
Well, there's our 4th bottle in Hookshot Cave, along with 300 rupees and our first bow.
So right, that's a good pickup.
That opens up our Eastern Death Mountain, and just a heart piece there to finish us out. And yeah, there goes Kermit. He's going to go pick up his boot now that since he has that mirror, going to make that nice, easy check. Nice, good routing here.
Yeah, and if there is any progression in pod, which I think is one of our biggest potential of progression right now, then having both mirror and bow is very nice to have if we're heading there for sure, because then you could use the clean up Eastern while you head into pod as well.
And looks like he's going to pass up Spiral Cave, maybe for Spike Cave.
Yeah, it looks like we might get the tablet and Hera here first. Well, it could skip Hera, I guess. It is depending.
Just a hard piece on either tablet. Well, it looks like we are going to see the return of the blacksmith here.
When it's only 10 bombs, so that means the next intended progression probably, I think it has to be on Purple Chest or in Palace of Darkness right now. There is the flute though. That definitely puts the potential of the progression in pod just being like a lamp, which could be skipped from Kermit's side at least.
Yeah, now that they found that flute, it's going to be interesting to see where that lamp is going to be, because I mean the lamp was our obvious progression onto the mountain. So
Kermit is going to do the play into Tutrock here.
Well, he does have the fire rod, so I mean he can go all the way back to Trinex, cannot defeat him. So, but I did a track match yesterday and listened to both comms with Hammer Brother and Spy Weaver, and they made the great point that even though you may not have the ice rod, usually Turtle Rock does have something that you will need. So
yeah, at this point, if Kermit were to skip Tutrock right here now, he would probably not come back up until he has no other options. So it's just biting the bullet right now, hoping to find ice rod in here, and if not, could still potentially save his portal for a while too.
Yeah, I mean the nice thing is too that this is 1/2 of the 5/6 crystals, so that will give us give us our Pyramid Fairy once he gets to Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
Oh, there's our silvers.
Nice. Both bows up here. Looks like GanonsGoneWild decided to just head up here as well after finding that hookshot instead of heading over to pod. So he's gonna get a lot of this progression as well. I think it's very unlikely though actually that Pyramid Feather will have anything today, unless it would kind of have to be a medallion for Meyer. All the other items that we need are kind of required for both of these 5-6 crystals.
There's our big key there in the chain chomp room. So with that, do you get lava chest or do you just steal the key?
I think you definitely get the lava chest here because you don't have the ice rod yet, so you want to try and maximize your chances of getting ice rod before you get to train it. There's not really any reason to skip it at all actually, unless it's like Insanity, if you're not in go mode. Because even if you don't need to grab it in terms of keys, it could still be the items that you're looking for.
Yeah, GanonsGoneWild now picking up that mirror as well as the fire rod, so be interesting to see where he goes from here. Will he go pick up that blue cane like what Kermit did? And it looks like we just found another key there in the lava chest, so.
Alright, so this is kind of what I thought that Kermit would do, just jump straight into Spiral Cave, then you can go into the Dark World, and then when you come back up for Hookshot Cave, you can just grab the book and then head over to Hera.
Yeah, this is our last Death Mountain check that we have not seen, and just some bombs, so be interesting if he goes back for that. And our ever favorite play here in Mimic Cave. Never feels good leaving this one behind, so thank goodness we got the mirror so we don't have to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, not really worth our time. Just a big 20 on that one.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how our runners approach the game after the mountain here, because they should know that it's very likely that the lamp is just in pod, but there's definitely a scary scenario where it could be flippers in pod instead.
Yeah, we do find ourselves our second fetch quest of the game. Behind that book, we do find ourselves the mushroom. They're here in Turtle Rock. GanonsGoneWild now checking to see that he does have the correct medallion to get his way into Turtle Rock if he chooses to. Gonna go here to Hookshot Cave. Gonna pick up his first bow of the game for him.
Alright, moment of truth on Laser Bridge here for have a nice rod in Tuck or not.
Ooh, we got the powder.
Two fetch quests, and surely one of them have to lead to Ice Rod, of course.
So 50-50 shot here. We're gonna get ourselves an item or the map here. And just a 20.
Yeah, just decide to save and quit as well, so we won't have any options to save the portal. I think that's probably for the best. Trying to save the portal right there would be a little bit awkward, but it does have some isolated checks up on the mountain now, which is always a little bit scary. There's two in Hera because it's a green pendant, so we have the item and the green pendant itself. Also didn't skip. Also skip Spiral Cave. We know that's nothing, so that's fine. We also have Spike Cave as well, which is kind of isolated for Kermit at the moment as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see though if GanonsGoneWild is going to go into here to hair, and he does, so he's going to pick up his flute. But the next question is will he finish it for that green pennant to get him a second and third item on top of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with hookshot, you could go for a hair pop play, which would make the dungeon a little bit more faster. At the same time, you've already gotten so much progression up here, so it's well, it looks like we are going to continue.
So
And gonna go for the hair pot as well.
And we did have a mushroom check here on Kermit's side, and it looks like it's just some bombs here for the mushroom.
Very nice spin speed setup there for GanonsGoneWild. Use some pulse buffers to make sure he got the alignment correctly. That's how you make Hera into a 2-room dungeon instead of a lot of rooms.
Ooh, we do find the small key though in Hera, so well, and there's our second item. Those are 10 arrows, so nothing in the basement of importance. So, but it looks like he is going to go take care of Moldorm and get that green pennant for another item. And in Misery Mire, our medallion we need is Bombos, so we are going to go on a Bombos hunt on that.
Alright, so that confirms us being... I was going to say 3 items, but let's just say 2 items from Go Mode instead.
Oh, we got ourselves a Flippers and a Shovel. There in the Mire Shed. So that now opens up our check now into Swamp Palace. Now we found those Flippers in the Mire Shed.
Yep. GanonsGoneWild. Ooh, is he? He's gonna go for a Turtle Rock here as well, it looks like. He was almost about to save and quit, but then decided to head over here to Turtle Rock instead. Which is good news for Kermit. Because that means that the time he invested into diving Turtle Rock will be fine, because Ganon is gonna have to invest the same amount of time here. On the other hand, we don't know what's on the powder yet, so it could actually be the right play as well.
Find a cape there at Checkerboard Cave. And one thing that was interesting, though, on Kermit's side, he did go into Desert, and he went in and right away to go see if it was going to be boots locked. And that was it. I mean, it was just 10 arrows there on the torch, so nothing too exciting there in Desert, but I was kind of a little surprised that he did leave, though.
Yeah, Kermit has definitely been playing a little bit more aggressive, and Ganon has done kind of the opposite, being very thorough and trying not to skip anything. Both approaches could be definitely viable in Rando. You're just gonna have to see which one pays off the most here. Because whatever skip you do slightly increase the chance of skipping something you do need. So, but the way that Kermit has routed, I would kind of almost expect him to skip left side here, especially if it's only 1 item.
Yeah, that's always the biggest debate of Swamp Palace. Left side or no left side?
Yeah, Diver Down definitely makes that discussion a little bit easier, at least. The investment of going left side is a little bit better if you can just get the Diver Down instead. The bad part with that is that you have to do it before you go to the back. It's gonna be interesting to see where Ganon decides to head after this. also has not checked the spike cave yet, and it's gonna be in a kind of awkward position to do it after laser bridge here, so might end up skipping spike cave as well.
Yeah, leaving that behind always feels kind of bad because it's just one of those many one-off locations that you just never really want to leave behind. But at the same time, too, you really don't want to go back and check if you have to.
Yeah, you could decide to like use. Oh, there's spawn bows. Okay, so we're ice road away from Goma now. Yeah, you could decide to use the portal at Lace Bridge, jump off, and then head over to Spike Cave. Could also take a death after getting the item in Spike Cave, which would actually save your portal in case you find Ice Road early after leaving Spike Cave then. But it's definitely a bit tedious, and it's quite a lot of time for just one item.
And in Flooded Chest, just a heart piece and the map here. And he's going to continue in the back here. So far, I mean, 2 and 3 chance we got at least one item that might be left behind.
Yeah, we got one item for sure on left side at least. I don't know if we saw compass as well yet.
No, the only thing we've seen so far is the big key, or the big key and the map. So yeah, there is at least one item behind.
Yeah, and the way Kermit has been routing this so far, I would not be surprised, especially since he already got one of the 2 progression items he's looking for in Swamp here. Would not be surprised at all to see him just skip that, even if it's 2 items even.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It seems like if a lot of runners, if you're leaving 2 items, they will probably go back. But usually if it's just one, most time they would just take the gamble and just move on. So. But the nice thing is here, though, he finishes Argus. I mean, he can go check Bombo's tab if he wants. It's right there. And just 50 rupees there on Argus for his his 3rd pendant. Or no, that is his 2nd pendant. So, or not pendant, crystal of the match.
Yeah,
yeah. Out, right?
All right, it's a moment of truth. It's gonna head left here or just go back in. Yeah, he's gonna leave it. I think that makes a lot of sense. You already skipped a couple of items. Why would you go out of your way and pay even more time to check this single one item as well? So with the way he's been routing, I think it makes a lot of sense to skip it.
And just a big 20 there on the Bombo's tablet. So
we're gonna see Ice Palace play. I was a little bit wondering if he's gonna go Meyer or Ice here, but he's just gonna head to Meyer Ice first. That's 3 items compared to 2 in Meyer. He also can head over and do the rest of the flipper stuff here after he's done in Ice or before.
Yeah, we are going to get a waterfall fairy check though here in the Zora. I mean, nice that he got plenty of money. Just 10 arrows and a heart piece there at Zora's or at the waterfall. And yep, there he goes. Just bombs. Oh, he's not going to go check out Zora.
Yeah, that's interesting. Probably just want to head back into Ice here, but yeah, the amount of skips so far from Kermit, it's starting to become like slightly dangerous. Especially if Ice Rod is in a very like finicky placement. It's kind of scary to have so many different isolated areas at the same time.
Yeah, that is kind of surprising that he's doing it, but I mean, like I say, this is why he runs. He knows what he's doing. I'm sure he's got all the good calculations in his head and what he needs to do. So,
yeah, it's definitely just playing the odds right. But the only scary part with taking risk is even if you have good odds, sometimes you can lose anyways.
Yeah, it looks like GanonsGoneWild is going to check a couple checks we have not seen so far. Looks like he's going to grab the purple chest, and now he's also going to be checking here what the magic bat has. While in Ice Palace, though, Kermit just finds the compass there in the pin gator room, and it looks like he set himself up here for the icebreaker. Just 50 rubies at the magic bat, so his curse not really worth it today.
You know, I wouldn't mind someone cursing me with 50 rupees every now and then.
That is true. I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind have myself having one of those. So what do we got ourselves here in the purple hut and just some bombs?
Yes, I think that kind of confirms that our lamp has to be in Palace of Darkness today. The only question remaining is if there's additional progression items in there. So GanonsGoneWild is going to do the same play that Kermit did here. I think it makes sense. You get to find out if you can beat Maya or not, and at the same time do some pretty easy checks here. It's going to give him his flippers, which is nice. Gonna get that shovel as well. We haven't quite seen the conclusion of that one yet.
Yeah, we still got a lot of fetch quests to go. We have seen both tablets. We haven't seen the mushroom, but that's all we've seen so far. So still have that powder, or no, we've seen the powder check-in. Something we have not seen is the shovel. And not a whole lot here in Ice Palace. So I mean, just a shield, our third shield, as well as just 2 heart pieces. So now it's time to go take on Colts there.
All right then. And GanonsGoneWild is gonna head to Ice Palace first. Maybe do some of those flipper stuff around surrounding here as well. It's gonna head in first. Maybe do them after. He does have the mirror. And we'll see where Kermit decides to go after this. I haven't done Hobo, so he might just mirror and do that, or otherwise he might just head over to Meyer instead. Because Kermit has definitely been in the mindset of just like clearing dungeons and trying to do some surrounding checks in the meanwhile, while at the same time skipping some of the more awkward or more time-consuming ones.
There we go. I say Kermit better be a little careful here on Blue Mail, down to 3.5 hearts, but there he goes. There goes Cold Stare, and gonna pick up his key there. So just under 53 minutes now. Kermit has 3 crystals here. Be interesting to see where he goes. Where do you think he's going to go from here, Walter?
I would be guessing Meyer, maybe do a hobo check before that. That seems to have been his main mindset so far. That is the a completable dungeon, 2 items as well. Looks like he's gonna head to Skullwoods first instead. I'm not sure if we saw both items or just 1 item from Skullwoods earlier.
In Skullwoods, we've only seen 1 item so far. We've seen the red cane. We've also seen 2 keys, and then the compass and the big key. So,
all right,
got 2 items there, definitely in the back. So,
yeah, well, 1 if we saw the cane already. Yeah, that makes more sense than Meyer then, I guess, because you can just head straight to the boss here, while Meyer is a bit more awkward to full clear.
Yeah, just a 50-50 shot here. We'll be on Mothula or we'll be on the bridge. So, and there again, GoneWild going to pick up his mirror shield here. So even though it's a little too late, Laser Bridge finally in logic.
Yeah, you always saw the map and compass in and big key in Skullwoods.
We have not seen a map yet.
Okay, not map. Okay. Trying to think if it was required that the boss would have the item or not, but not sure. It looks like Kermit actually might have all the keys, yeah, so it's definitely not guaranteed on an item on Mofila then. Makes sense to do it first though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a big fan of Ambrosia, that was last week, so.
GanonsGoneWild, this, it does have a potion, so it's actually fine. Otherwise, it was a little bit low on magic. You can also save Scum with the sword beams, which he's trying to do here. I think he got at least one extra hit in, but it wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, that's definitely a very interesting glitch right there. If you got full hearts, use those sword beams to take advantage of the hitbox from the fire rod, give you that extra hit.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. Well, it's not as free as it sounds, I guess, because you can't just spam sword beams right after the fire rod shot. It's kind of like a timing thing, but usually you guess just like 1 or 2 extra hits. That is usually enough because you do pick up some magic before the boss fight as well.
Yeah, so nothing ended up being in the back of Skullwood, just a big 20. So here it is, 56 minutes into the game. Kermit's got himself 4 crystals, while GanonsGoneWild got himself 2, along with the green pendant. And Pod looks like it was just was just a heart container.
Oh, nice. We're gonna see Eastern here. Something I hadn't really thought about too much, but yeah, there is still one item in there.
Yeah, that's where we found our Moon Pearl earlier in this race, so it looks like he's going to go take care of that. Give him Hister, and I was going to say because he went to 5, but he did not actually go into the Dark World. I was going to do the combo there, but then again, looking at the tracker here, it does tell us that it is a pendant, so he may not be going in there. So, and speaking of our tracker, we definitely want to thank 2C for keeping us straight in this game, so thank you for all your help, sir.
This would definitely be the opportunity to go into part as well, but it looks like GanonsGoneWild is just fully committing to not checking it and therefore skipping the lamp, which is fine. We don't necessarily need it. It's logically required, but not in terms of we can skip the dark room. So if you're intending to skip pod and just heading straight to Eastern, I think makes sense because it's pretty much just a boss rush and then you can leave.
It looked like there that GanonsGoneWild was trying to find that lantern there on the side, but it looked like he just missed it.
Yeah, and then the Igors kind of got moved around a little bit, but Tempered Sword is very nice here. It does one-shot the Igors, so managed to just spam some sword hits in. Because as soon as those Igors start moving around in that room, it makes that room so much harder all of a sudden.
And now making his way back to one more room to go here in Eastern Palace, and then GanonsGoneWild will have his 3rd crystal of the match.
Yeah, probably gonna turn in the green pendant after this as well, which is something he has over Kermit at the moment. So if that were to be the ice rod, would be a major pickup for sure.
Yeah, on the match that I called last night, that was the big difference. Saha did have that the ice rod in that race, and was very interesting. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got on this one.
Yeah, you hate to see it when it happens, but definitely something to look out for.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those gambles you got to ask yourself: is it really worth taking? I mean, getting the green pennant, even though it was there on Tower Hera, do you get it? And it looks like not a whole lot, just a big 20.
That's good news for Kermit. That's one of those isolated areas that he also won't have to worry about. Well, he might worry about it, but it won't be anything. It's like we're gonna see the flipper checks here. But imagine the way that Ganons have been routing, he's probably gonna check Sora here as well, especially since he's already done Catfish. So that is something that Kermit did skip.
And so far here on Kermit's side, not a whole lot we found so far. Here in Misery Mire, just some arrows and a whole bunch of keys.
Yeah, and I believe this big key is vanilla as well, which is kind of awkward. Especially since Kermit decided to hope that it wasn't, so he had to do it last. Making some extra trips throughout the main lobby. I think he has one item from the dungeon so far.
Yeah, he got himself 10 arrows just a little bit earlier here. So finally getting our King Zora. Oh!
That's rough for Kermit for sure. It's definitely not over yet. But as soon as GanonsGoneWild heads to Swamp, that's gonna put the time limit for Kermit in pretty strict.
Yeah, that definitely puts us now in no mode.
Mm-hmm.
We got all the items we need in the game to complete it, but unfortunately on both sides they need items that the other person's got. And it looks like Kermit got that first dark room with relative ease.
Yeah, Kermit did end up skipping a couple of item locations. Some of them really paid off and gave him a bit of an early lead, but in the end, looks like he might have skipped one too many items locations, and it could come back to hurt him quite bad. If he decides to do Pyramid, though, that would be a very good opportunity for him to head up to Catfish and just clean up that Sora area as well. So I think that's probably his best hope right now.
If you're enjoying what you see, here we are a little over an hour into the race. Make sure you give both these runners a follow and their teammates. Definitely been enjoying the race so far. Been really good between both runners, checking everything, keeping us here on the edge of our seats. It'll be interesting to see what we got for the rest of the race. So please give them a follow. Give our tracker 2C a follow. If you haven't already, I know I have. Give Walther a follow. Definitely enjoy listening to him. So
thank you for the kind words, and same to you, dude.
And just a green rupee there on Vitreous. So not a whole lot there in Misery Mire. While at the same time, GanonsGoneWild made it look really, really easy, taking down the Moth.
Yeah, nice textbook fight there on Moth. So I would imagine Kermit probably gonna head to Eastern. That's the only crystal left he has to complete. He knows there's an item there. We'll see if he decides to... Yeah, he's gonna do Pod as well. This is really bad news for him, because Pod is kind of... it makes sense in his mind. If Eastern is nothing, then just dip into Pod, but it's gonna take a lot of time, and that's time he doesn't really have to throw away right now.
Yeah, at this point right now, I mean, being where the ice rod is, being as literally as the farthest location you can possibly have in the game, it's hard to see him going back and getting that anytime soon. And because of that, even though GanonsGoneWild has 3 crystals left, I would say that right now you kind of got to edge toward the side of GanonsGoneWild, but that could easily change though with that quick trip up to see Zora.
Yeah. Looks like GanonsGoneWild is gonna head to Swamp before, obviously before Meyer, because he don't have Bombos yet. So he's gonna get that Bombos quite soon. Luckily, well, one thing that's good at least for Kermit is that the big key was in like a little bit of an awkward position in Meyer, so it's not gonna make it the Go mode Meyer be super fast. But it's still quite a bit of a time limit here for Kermit. He kind of needs to head towards Sora as soon as he's done here.
Well, at least we know that Pod is not bow locked. We did find a key there in that first chest, and it just dawned on me because I was looking at GanonsGoneWild side that he's taking care. Kermit's taking care of Eastern Palace, so be interesting to see if he goes back into Pod.
Yeah, I would kind of expect him to. I don't think you set up that portal only to find nothing and Eastern and then leave Pod. Like, if you take that portal, you kind of already decided to head into Pod after this, if this is not it. And that just might be the decider.
And now blink here and you will miss this fight here on Kermit's side with the Armos Knight. 6 arrows, 6 kills. Gonna pick up his last item, which is just some bombs. Pick up his 6th crystal left. All he's got left is Turtle Rock, but unfortunately still needs to find that Ice Rod, which we all know where that's at, up at King Zora. So I'm sure from here that, as Walter's pointed out, we're going to see him go into Pod.
Yeah, at the same time he's heading in, GanonsGoneWild just hate go mode. So he's just gonna rush through the rest of this. He doesn't really have anything that would be worth finding. He has like red mail, all the bottles, and silvers combined with tempered. Like, he might check 1 or 2 chests that are super easy to check, but other than that, there's really nothing incentivizing him to do that.
Yeah, while GanonsGoneWild was going into go mode, Kermit goes back into Pod, and that first bridge check there in the arena was our lamp, so no more dark rooms on his side.
Yeah, back in logic. Unfortunately, Kermit has done every single dark room possible before heading here. I guess he's gonna do one more dark room when he goes back to Turtle Rock, but that one doesn't really save much time having the lamp in, since you're on rails anyways.
And GanonsGoneWild making a quick work here of Argus. 1 silver arrow, down goes Argus for his 5th crystal. So all he's got now left is Misery Mire and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, for Kermit's sake, could definitely be hoping that there's no item on Helmazar. That would make sure that he doesn't spend extra time in Pod, and he could decide to head to Pyramid up to Catfish after this. But yeah, that's his best hope right now for sure.
Yeah, because unfortunately right now in Pod, all we're finding is keys. That's our 2nd item so far of 5 in Pod. Looks like we got 2 keys possibly left in Harmless Hellway, and I believe in the Vanilla. I know. I believe this would be a key for a key. Yep. Because from my understanding, in the logic, there cannot be a key there in here in this dark maze. If I'm right, I might need double check on that one.
Yeah, it can't. Which is funny because it actually is a key in here in the vanilla game, but you don't have the hammer when you go into pod in the vanilla game, so you can't really spend that key towards the boss fight. In Rando, you could have both the bow and hammer before heading into pod, which if there was a key in here, you would lock not only that key, but 2 more chests.
Yeah, so it's now going to be 50-50 shot here on King Helmosaur. What's our item going to be? It's either going to be an item or our compass.
Ooh, it's a compass, so Kermit might just head to Helmosaur. He will, and this is gonna cost him quite a lot of time. Takes quite a while to get through there. A lot of rooms you have to get through. A couple of kill rooms as well, which takes a bit more time. And then the boss fight itself is honestly a little bit slow too. The first phase requiring so many hits.
Yeah, needing 17 hits there with the hammer. I believe it's 4 or 5 bombs if you want to go that route. If you want to go that route.
Yeah. And GanonsGoneWild is gonna get a little bit trolled here because there's a compass in that actually vanilla compass room, which doesn't guarantee a big key being in vanilla. So he's gonna head to the right side first, hoping for the big key, but the big key is gonna be vanilla anyways. Small key in that compass room guarantees the big key to be vanilla, but even if there isn't a small key in there, it can still be vanilla for sure. A little bit typical rando, when you finally get to go in the dungeon, you kind of have to full clear it anyways.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's usually how Mire works out for you. Even when you're trying to get it done as fast as possible, you always got to take the longest route, it seems.
Yeah.
And now Kermit here on his King Helmo fight. 17 whacks to the face. Probably 1 silver. Oh, no, he's going to do 4 swipes with the tempered sword. And just like that, down goes King Helmosaur. And he's going to drop us a what? Oh, drops us our last sword. There's our butter sword.
Yeah, and he didn't want to pick up the pendant because he knows Pet is dead, but he can't mirror out after he picks up the item from the boss. So you kind of have to pick it up now or saving quit. And moment of truth for sure here. Where is Kermit gonna head? He's dashing out, so that's a good start. That probably means he's focusing into the pyramid. Unfortunately, he hasn't done the front of the castle or Uncle yet, so he's probably gonna mirror and do that as well when he goes to the pyramid, which is gonna cost him a bit of a time commitment, and after that he might head up to Catfish and Sora. But at that point, I think GanonsGoneWild is definitely gonna have the lead for sure. But it could still change in Ganos Tower depending on routing as well.
Yeah, he's going to check out his pyramid here. He's going to be a little disappointed when he finds himself 300 rupees. And he does have the mirror out, so it looks like, yep, right as you said it, he's going to be checking in front of escape.
Yeah, ooh, that's a very awkward place to have the portal be in. Actually, not very good at all, because this might be just an awkward enough mirror placement for him to decide to just skip that mirror portal.
And again, you blink, you are going to miss a very, very, very fast Vitreous fight. And down he goes.
Ah, damn. I blinked. Oh well, maybe next time.
So at 1 hour, 14 minutes and some change, GanonsGoneWild now picks up his 6th crystal. Now he just got to make his final trek up the mountain to go finish off Trinex, which they pretty much have already finished everything. But unfortunately, because of how early it went into it, not able to save a portal, they got to go all the way through it.
Yep. And I think that was pretty much always going to happen. They could have saved the portal, but it would have been very awkward to do so for such a long time. And even if they did save it, they would have to go up here before heading into Swamp, which at that point you're doing another mountain climb in order to save the portal. And that, combined with all the time commitment to just keep the portal alive, just would not have been worth it.
Yeah, if I recall, you got to have a whole bunch of overworld deaths to even just save that portal. So
yeah, which is very awkward to do when you have red mail and this many hearts as well.
Yeah, and as we say that, Kermit going through the front of Escape, picking up his 2 shields, going to be picking up a heart piece here in the back of, or in Zelda's cell. So where does he go from here? Now that he's checked these 3. And looks like he's going to go check Dark Cross, which we have not seen.
I think we did see it from GanonsGoneWild, if I don't remember correctly. I think he did it from the back, but I don't know if we actually saw the item, because the stream was a little bit more unstable at that point.
Yeah, that probably is true. That might have been where our bottle was, one of our bottles that we missed a little bit earlier. Nope, just some arrows.
Yeah, saving and quitting as well, so it's the potential sort of play maybe a little bit further away. It's definitely not an easy position to be in right now for Kermit, because he has so many isolated checks spread out throughout the map. And it's kind of hard to decipher which ones to go for first.
Is it possible he might be thinking left side swamp now? Or no, he might be checking Cave 45, because we have not seen Cave 45 yet.
I think that, and just doing the Smith sequence at the same time seems more likely. I think, like, there's some skips you can do and then come back later and, like, still have been worth skipping it. Like, but the left side swamp is such a long time commitment to come back to, because you have to activate swamp again. So I think if you skip that, you're probably just committing to never checking it.
Yeah, if I remember correct, once you leave Swamp Palace and you do a screen transition, you go back, you pretty much got to reload almost everything except for that first flooded chest room, correct?
Yeah, you have to flood it in the light world first, and then go back into the dark world. So there's a couple of mirror transitions and all of that, and just bleeds time at that point.
Yeah, nothing in the shovel spot, just a heart piece.
Yeah, you could potentially go for a, since he fluted away, I think he's gonna skip the Smith, and maybe he'll gonna head to Graveyard Ledge instead, which would put him close to Catfish Sora again. At this point, though, it's probably too late, because GanonsGoneWild is gonna enter Ganos Tower quite soon.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I mean, we're not going to have a whole lot of time, but once Trinex goes down, we will start a game here. So get your numbers ready, 1 through 22. Put in your guess of what you think, where the big key is going to be at in GT. Walter, I'll get get your guess here in a few seconds here.
For sure. Yeah, as soon as you see the key command, or not the key, you can see a command from the bot saying that it started. Just flood your numbers at that point.
Yeah, I'm going to be putting it in as soon as that very last crystal falls. Once it falls, then you guys can throw all of your guesses in there. Alright, and there it is. Throw in your guesses. What do you think it's going to be?
You know,
right, what's your guess?
I'm pretty much never right when it comes to this. I put 4 in. I've tried all different combinations. It's never right, so rip anyone else who said 4 as well, I guess.
Usually I put in 12. I usually always think they're going to go straight left side and it's going to be rando room. But it's kind of nice as this seed sort of has been. I think that's going to be in the compass room. I'm going to choose number 6 for myself, so.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
And as soon as he goes through this door, we will stop the game. So this is your last chance. You got a few more seconds here to throw it in.
It's gonna be interesting to see what kind of routing we see here.
And there we go.
Definitely been a little bit split between the community, whether to go to the right side or not, or even head to Staffos room first and guarantee that you can go to the right side. See which way GanonsGoneWild leans here. Does get a small case of potential to go right side, and he's gonna go for it. Kermit is going to turn in the purple chest here, see that it is nothing of value, and probably feeling a little bit behind at this point, because you have gone back to some of those isolated checks and still not gotten your ice rod yet.
Big key number 5. I thought you said you never win, Walther.
Well, I didn't say 5, to be fair, so.
Well, the game's saying that you won. Even though you guessed 4, you're the closer with number 5. So you won the game today, sir.
I don't know how to react. What do I do now? I guess I just retire. Goodbye, everyone.
Oh, and chat's already saying the game was rigged. I can say right now, we do not have a spoiler log, so we don't know. So this game is far from rigged. Even though I know I'm personally looking forward to that week.
Yeah, that will definitely be a week where we will have the spoiler log.
Yeah, and just kind of looking ahead here while GanonsGoneWild is making its way up the tower. Week 3 next week, which starts Monday, we got ourselves a standard defeat Ganon boots casual week, so that's going to be an interesting week. Week 4, one of my favorite weeks, spoiler log, key sanity with the co-pilot, open defeat Ganon. Week 5, which seems to be a lot of people's favorites, is mystery week. Week 6 is an open all dungeon key sanity, and week 7 we finally go back to co-op, where it's just an open defeat Ganon Randomizer. So definitely going to be an interesting season so far. I know I've enjoyed it so far. A lot of great competition into this season 3 of the league.
Yeah, for sure. And the mystery week is definitely going to be the most chaotic one, I suppose, because and the one with the most potential upsets as well, because mystery can give you some pretty wacky combinations sometimes.
Yeah, I've talked with a few runners so far. A lot of them said they were kind of sad to see that the cross keys went away. So maybe we'll see some cross keys going on during that week. And Ganon's Gone Wild, making his way through probably the 2 most satisfying rooms in the game, using that cane. One shot, take down all those Wizrobes.
Yeah, very clean climb here from GanonsGoneWild so far. So he's gonna finish with a very strong time here. Definitely set up for a sub 130 for sure.
Gets his key there from the mini Helmosaur because he needed one of those to make sure that he had enough keys to make it through this door right here. Gonna skip the anti-fairies, but gonna pick up the potion.
Yeah, it does have red mail, so he can tank some hits. I think he might have a red potion as well, so he should be very safe in that case.
Yeah, I think he's got a red and a blue. I do not think that he's used either one in this game so far.
I think he used the blue one on Cold Star, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Enough magic for the shell. But the red one should be enough now that he filled up his magic. He also will be doing silver, so magic is not as much of a concern as it would be with silverless.
Kermit missing a few shots here with his silver arrows on Lamorous. There's number 2. And now if you are good at geometry or trigonometry or any of that good stuff, this is your fight right here. And in the Aga 2 fight. And unfortunately, Lamorous comes up empty with just a heart piece. Desert Palace was completely empty as well, just 10 arrows for the second item. And just like that, down goes Aga 2. Now it's time for us to go see the Big Pig.
Yeah, very nice Aga fight there from GanonsGoneWild. Now we just need to face off with his namesake here, and that should be it. Kermit is heading back up the mountain, which probably means a hair play here. Which, yeah, it's quite unfortunate how it ended up for him. He did some good plays, but in the end, just one skip too many, unfortunately.
Yeah, that Zora skip definitely. I mean, he was there. He went and he checked the ledge. Unfortunately, he needed to go just a little bit farther just to see where that ice rod was at.
Yep, GanonsGoneWild. Just gonna play it safe here with the red potion here. Now I just need to make sure he doesn't fall off.
Yeah, and Kermit just used his hair pods. Gonna make his way up to the top. Unfortunately, he's gonna be a little disappointed. All he's gonna find upstairs is 10 arrows, and he does know that that the pet is dead, but he does not know that what the green pennant is, which he'll get here. Unfortunately, that is just another 20 rupees.
One more hit here will do it. It's gonna have to relight the torches here. And this should be it. Get your GGs in for GanonsGoneWild.
Yeah, definitely get your GGs in. Great race by both runners, GanonsGoneWild and Kermit, while Kermit takes down Moldorm, picking up his compass. And with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 15 seconds, GanonsGoneWild wins this race.
Yeah, GG's. We'll see if can get our runners into the commentary booth here for some post-game talk as well. Kermit is going to check the Spike Cave, something that both of our runners skipped because they both went into Tot Rock instead. And Kermit has decided to forfeit. I do not blame him whatsoever. But still, not having the ice rod when your opponent is finished, it's not very exciting to keep playing at that point. So I wouldn't blame anyone for that. So we'll definitely see if he wants to come in as well.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to see both of our runners here in a few minutes here. Kind of let them settle down from this game.
Yeah. This is gonna put I like Big Boots up to 6 points after the first 2 weeks. So they're averaging 3 points, like 1 win each week so far, which is definitely very good. Top 3 places in the groups gets to playoff, and the bottom place gets eliminated. So you definitely want to, first of all, try and get enough points not to get last, but you also want to try and get some wins in, so you maybe can take one of those top 3 points placements as well.
Yeah, and looking here at the standings, I mean, here we are. We're kind of coming close to the end of week 2. There's really not many races left. I have not had 4 races so far, and even just looking across the board in all 4 divisions, I mean, it's a tight race. I mean, we only have, I believe, only a couple undefeated. We have 2 undefeated teams left in this league. Everybody has 1 or 2 losses, so it's just amazing how evenly matched all of these teams are. And I mean, this is still the beginning.
Yeah, and I guess that's just gonna make the playoff even more brutal when it comes to that. Because first you have to get through these very competitive groups, and then you have to get faced with other teams that also did that.
So hopefully we'll get some runners in here. But just looking at the schedule here for the rest of the day, just a few more matches for today and tomorrow. Coming up on Speed Gaming, we have at 4:10. So here in about 20 minutes or so, we have looks like we have Rampant Reverend versus Act the Poker at 4:10, and then the next race is at 8 o'clock tonight, where we got Team Kappa versus Utane Clan, which will be Gamer Chew versus Solski. Both of those games are on Speed Gaming. And then we have a couple more matches tomorrow. We got Wolfie versus Scary Olive at 2 o'clock, while Humbug versus Magnificent at 2 o'clock on Speed Gaming 4. And then at 4 o'clock is Titans Myths of 2019 versus We Are Imposters. And then at 6 o'clock, we have Pug Trio and Sexy Ganon's Futon versus Fant. Both those last 2 games, we have not set anything on where they are going to be on. So you will definitely have your chance to get your fill of rando going in here of the Invitational League. I'm not sure if let me see if I can find it real quick on what the Open League is like. If you get a chance to watch some Open League races, I know there's no races today, but it looks like there's a handful of races tomorrow. They are not set yet. Hopefully we can bring you those tomorrow as well. And you can find all that information on ALTTPR.com. All your information that you could possibly need is there. And it looks like we finally got our racers in here. GG's both GanonsGoneWild and Kermit.
GG.
GG.
So any initial thoughts of this race, guys?
Well, I had no clue where I was at in terms of being ahead or behind. And had no clue where Kermit was. So I was just like panicking after the TR play didn't work out. But I thought there was also a chance he might have done the same thing, so I really had no idea. But then he just skipped Sora, so that's pretty unfortunate.
I felt pretty ahead, honestly, till the ice rod happened. But I don't know. It always happens if you skip something, so
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
kind of how this
you
race
have to
went.
live with it.
Yeah, you both did a lot of similar plays for the majority of the race, but GanonsGoneWild was being a little bit more conservative in the checks, I guess, and trying not to like isolate as many places. So he did like the Smith chain a little bit earlier, stuff like that. Both of you headed into Turtle Rock on your first trip up the mountain. But yeah, the sword definitely ended up hurting. You did have a lead at the point, Kermit, since Gan did check a couple bit more stuff. But yeah, in the end, that last skip, unfortunately, not paying off.
Yeah, that's what happens. I don't know. I'm just unlucky, I guess, but it happens, as we said.
Yeah, it's just kind of how this game works. Sometimes you get away with more skips, sometimes you don't, and you know, if you're equally skilled in execution, then it's probably just going to come down to stuff like that.
How about that Kakariko? Super exciting, right?
Yeah, we got like what, a sword?
Yeah. I guess Ether if you count race game, which was technically required, but yeah, it was pretty empty.
Yeah, the beginning of the sea was pretty slow, and I hate going into Eastern there, but I still missing multiple items for Dark World access, so I'm like, well, whatever.
Did you do Castle before Eastern, or?
No, I did Saha, and then I thought about saving quitting when I got the glove, but I still would have needed the hammer and Moon Pearl, so I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, I think early game your routing was dead on the same, except GanonsGoneWild started at Uncle. Other than that, you pretty much just follow each other.
Did you get the boots like when you first went into Dark World, Kermit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I pretty much got routed, honestly, till Ice Rod. I skipped all the right things. I don't know. I don't know what could have been better, honestly. Even the water checks when I went to Zora Ledge, that were like the first checks I made that weren't any dungeons. So if I had gone to Zora, that would have probably been a very good time.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
110 or something. I don't know. Maybe 150.
Yeah, because at that point you had already done Swamp,
Yeah.
so Ice Road would have been go mode at that point.
That would have been crazy, but yeah, didn't happen. So.
Yeah, so I believe this was the second game for your teams this week, right?
Yeah, the first game we won, but it was kind of a similar situation where we were behind, and then just some unfortunate luck at some point kind of got us back into it.
Yeah.
I guess looking forward to standard next week.
Definitely.
You will have to make the decision on checking Castle or not.
Is it standard? I thought it was like, is it casual boots or something? I thought it was something with boots, right?
It might be. I might be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a standard opening casual boots.
Okay.
Oh, well, then I'm already excited all of a sudden, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I always do when open. I just always do the castle because it's really annoying to lose because somebody did the castle and you didn't, and just had like the mirror for the entire race. So But yeah, I mean, it'll be cool to not lose time when there's nothing there.
Any of the, shall we call them, more spicier game modes that you're interested in coming up after that week? We have some pretty wild ones.
Spoiler log is pretty cool, or like the things where you have to play with your teammates in general. Those are the most fun, I think.
Yeah, I think those are generally the most fun. I'm not going to be doing. I don't play mystery or like 80 keys really that much, so I'm not going to be playing those weeks. So for me, it's just basically co-op and standard the rest of the way. So it should be fun.
Yeah, the co-op definitely is a good way of incorporating the team aspect a bit more.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Last season was fun as well, so really looking forward to that.
All right. Any other like thoughts about the seed or the league in general? You guys wanna just vent? Feel free.
I mean, it feels nice to win a race. The last like month and a half of Rando for me has just been like basically being on the other side of this race with like the ice rod. So, yeah, that's all I got to say.
I just want to win one race and not get last place in the league. So that's my goal.
I'm sure you guys won't be last place. You guys are pretty good.
We'll see.
I feel, if it makes you feel better, I feel like half of the league this season has the goal of not getting last. So
Yeah, it's amazing how evenly matched everybody is in this league. I mean, looking at the standings right now across the board, even after 4 games, how nobody's running away. Everybody's got 1 or 2 losses. So it's I think personally, I'm just gonna be exciting here between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, I think anything can really happen. I have no clue who's going to make the playoffs. There's maybe some favorites, but it's Rando. Everyone's so good, and you just never know.
all right, well, GG's to our racers once again. If you haven't followed them, make sure to do so. And big thanks to our tracker 2C again. And yo, Bandman, thanks for joining me on the comms.
Oh, I thank you for letting me be here. So I know I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm definitely looking forward to the last races. So I know that it's going to be kind of crazy the next several weeks. So again, check the schedule. Go check it out. I mean, a lot of great races. GG's to both runners. Give a follow to them. Give a follow to our tracker as well, and Walther. Both of them are great workers. So I know on my end, thanks for letting me be here. It's been a lot of fun. Look forward to more races, guys.
Yeah, we have at least 2 more races coming up today, and there might be a couple of restreams for the Open League potentially as well on the a link to the past Rando League channels as well. So if you haven't checked those out on Twitch, definitely do so. There's a lot of good races going on there as well.
Yeah, so any final words from our runners for tonight?
Just GG and good luck next week,
Yeah.
Kermit. And thanks for doing comms and thanks for the restream.
Yeah, thank you. So I guess we'll wrap it up. And thanks everyone who's been watching, and we'll see you guys later.
Have a good night, everybody.